All right. Welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with Audi, and I am your host, Audi. With the information presented last week, we are going to take a dive into one company and look at how those information can be found for that company. Now, this company needs no introduction. It is the largest company in the stock market based on market cap, and it's likely that you are using one of their products for you to watch this video at this current moment. But before we get into this company, I would just like to say to you, come here, bring it in. Thank you. Thank you for your continued support and helping this channel to reach 200 plus subscribers, because when I first started this, I did not expect that this would be possible. But here it is that you continue to support this channel and making sure that the word is getting out so that you can help others in your life to benefit from what is being said on this channel. Don't forget, for those who are new, Tuesdays with Audi, ticker symbol TWA. It's a wonderful investment. Go ahead and invest in this channel by hitting the subscribe button. It is free, as well as smashing, don't hit it, smashing the like button as well. And hopefully that the returns that you get and the dividends paid from this channel benefit you and your financial education as well as your mental health in the long run as you go about obtaining whatever goals you have with your finances and seeing how your mental health influences your finances. With that said, let's get back into this company. And this company is none other than the one that if you talk to their users, they're likely going to try to convince you to use their product. And if you aren't using their product, they're going to make you feel bad for not using their product. And I'm sure you guys have figured out this company by now. And it's none other than Apple Incorporated, ticker symbol AAPL. So the rest of this video, we are gonna go on the screen and we are gonna look at those things in real time as we look at those key information for Apple company. So let's get onto the screen and see you all on the other side.
Dive into Apple and see what's happening. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look at Apple dividend. And do this so often that it's just coming up. So what we are gonna do when this page come up is we're gonna look for Apple historical dividend. So we see dividend history here, and it's on the Nasdaq.com. I usually would use this particular website for me to find dividend information. So we are going to use this for this example as well. So on the website, of course, we're looking at Apple Incorporated, and ticker symbol is AAPL, just to be sure. This is the metric in terms of the company as it closed on August 28th, which is $148.19, and it gained $1.49 on that given day. But what we are here for is to look at those 4 key dates that we discussed on the last episode. So the annual dividend for this company is 88 cents, and if we divide it by 4, then we know what is the quarterly dividend, which is going to be 22 cents. The dividend yield, as we mentioned on last episode as well, we see it here, it is 0.6%. And that will help us to determine how long it would take our investment in this company to double just based on dividend payment using a rule of 72. So those key 4 dates, we have the declaration date, and the declaration date for the dividend was on July 27th. The cash amount that we received for this dividend is 22 cents. So the ex-dividend date for this company, we can find it here on this table, as well as we can see it here on this particular website. So it was on August 6, 2021. The record date for this dividend payment for shareholders who had the shares before the ex-dividend date went as of the 9th of August. But the record date is usually 1 to 2 business days after the ex-dividend date. So because the 6th was on a Friday, that's why we had to wait until Monday in order for this to go into effect. The payment date for this dividend was on the 12th of August. So those who had shares of Apple before the 6th of August, they received their dividend payment on the 12th of August, which was wonderful. I got paid, so everybody's happy. Now that we have seen this information, let's go look at how this dividend payment affects shareholders as well as the stock when we receive this dividend. So the next thing we're going to do is visit Yahoo Finance. And on the Yahoo Finance page, we still see the same information that we saw on the Nasdaq.com website. We see that the price is still $148.19 as of August 28th at 4 p.m., as well as there's a lot of information here that summarize most of Apple in regards to what the website helps us to understand. But we still see that the dividend is 88 cents, as well as the yield is 0.59%, which is rounded off to 0.6% as we saw previously. But what we are here for exactly is for us to look at the price action of Apple on a daily basis to see how, when the ex-dividend date happened, how is it going to affect the overall stock. So we are going to go on the historical data tab, and on that tab, we see that we have the date, we have the open, which is the price of which the stock opened on a given day of trading, the high for the trading day, the low for the trading day, the closing price as well as the adjusted closing price. Let's look at a simple example. On August 20th, 2021, it opened at $147.44. The high was $48.50. The low was $146.78, and it closed at $148.19. And the adjusted price at the closing price was $148.19, which is the same thing. If you look at the 2 weeks from August 6th all the way up to August 20th, we see that the adjusted and the close price are pretty much the same value. But seeing that the ex-dividend date for Apple was on August 6th, we see that on August 6th, they have a dividend payment for 22 cents. But what happened on August 5th when the market closed on that day? We see that on the closing day, it was $147.06, and the adjusted close was $146.84. Now let's look at the difference between those two given values. So we have 147.06 minus 146.84. And the difference between those two is 22 cents, which is exactly the amount of dividend that we will get for the shareholders. And remember, since the market closed on the 5th, which is before the ex-dividend date, those who had the shares on the 5th will receive the dividend for that company before the market closed if they purchase it. But the funny thing is that if we continue looking at this entire table for the price action of Apple, we notice that, hey, what's going on here? We have 146.95, but we also have 146.73. Why isn't it the same thing as what we saw earlier, which is if we look at an example of the 9th of August, it's 146.09 and it's also adjusted to 146.09. So why is it that all of these numbers coming down, the close and the adjusted close price are totally different? But if we were to take into consideration what it means for the close price as well as the adjusted close price, then we can kind of gather some idea of what may potentially affect the stock price overall. But I cannot explain why is it that they're exactly the same for those 2 weeks from August 6th to the 28th. But the close price is the raw price in terms of what the stock closed on that given day. But the adjusted close price take into consideration anything that may affect the overall stock price after the market close, whether it be operation through the business, because remember, when the stock market closed, business doesn't stop going for these companies, trading doesn't stop for these companies as well. So there are a lot of things that can influence the adjusted close price. So let's look at another time when Apple had an ex-dividend date. So on this table, we see that on May 7, 2021, they had a dividend of 22 cents on the ex-dividend day, which was May 7. But if we look at May 6, we see that there's a 129.74 price line at the close, and there's a 129.33 price at the adjusted close price. And the difference between those two, 129.74 minus 129.33, is 41 cents. So I would say that it takes into consideration the cash dividend of 22 cents as well as some other factors on that given day. But there's a lot of things that can affect it. Also notice that even though it closed at 129.74 and it was adjusted to 123.33, look at the price in which it opens the following day on the 7th of May. It opened at 130.85. So there's a lot of stuff that's happening which influences the price before the market opened as well as when the market closed. So keep that in mind, that even though the dividend will be subtracted from the stock price, there could be a lot of things that may cause the stock price to drop or even increase. I hope this clarify this overall entire aspect of dividend paying companies so that you can better prepare yourself as it relates to those particular companies if you want to invest into them for some form of passive income for the future. But Apple is just an example. Not saying guys to buy Apple. It's just, that company that, everybody makes me feel bad for not owning one of their products.
Now that we have looked at those metrics as it relates to Apple company, I hope that this helped you all to make sense out of what was presented last week so that you can utilize this in your own journey. So thank you for stopping by. I hope you have found this very useful. And if you are finding it useful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it to your Grammy, because Grammys are important. See you all next week. Peace, love, and enjoyment. Deuces, I'm Audi. Until next time. Swoosh.